neighborhood though.
What, Atwater?
Yeah. Atwater Village.
Whose garage was it?
Some lady. You know what's so funny? The first place I went to, like when I was staying on Ryan Stout's couch, and so I started doing the Craigslist thing, like trying to find a place. And every place I looked was a fucking nightmare. And I went to one place in Atwater the first time, and it's like a decently priced place, and I go in and it's like two, like, like housekeeping, like those kind of ladies, like middle-aged, sort of trollish looking, right.
Like immigrants.
Yeah, but like the ones that look like they're indentured servants for Motel 6. And then this older like Mexican guy showed me the place, and he showed me the room. He's like, I think it was listed for $500 or whatever, but he was real out of it. And the room looked like shit, and I would have to be living with these like two old women, and it was like, dark in there, and it smelled bad. And he shows me the bathroom, and there's like the bathtub is just backed up with like fucking stagnant water. And I was like, what the fuck is this? He's like, yeah, it's okay,
It sounds like sex slave quarters.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know if this is okay or not. Yeah. But I was like, I just wanted a room. Maybe it'd be temporary. I had to get off my friend's couch. So he shows me the room, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, it's like $400, everything included, and I figured I'd just try and shake him down or whatever a bit.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that's fine. It's whatever, you just come bring me the money, So I'm like, I don't know, this seems like a scam. I don't know.
Yeah, something.
So I'm walking out, and I'm leaving the place, and this Mexican dude's like, so he just like, he turns to me, and he's like, if you just want to, maybe come back a little later and bring me money, and he's like tearing up.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck? Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'll go look at other places. And then there's this like painting of the moon in like in the trash outside. And he's like, do you see this? And I'm like, yeah. You okay? And he's like, my girlfriend, she just broke up with me. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, I painted these for her. She break up with me. And then he starts crying on my shoulder. And I'm just like patting this fucking middle-aged Mexican guy.
He's showing you the room.
Yeah.
You've never met him
before in my life. And he's just sort of crying on my shoulder, and he's like sobbing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I guess. He's like, well, you come back later and bring the money. I'm like, I don't fucking know. So then I found this other place with this woman. And, she's showing me the apartment. It's a pretty good deal. It was like $600 a month, everything included. And this was a room inside the house at the time. And she's like, yeah, my son's here half the time. He spends half the time with his dad. And there's like, all this stuff dedicated to her son, which is fine. I guess people love their kids or whatever. But, she's telling me, like, oh, well, he's an actor and he's been in a lot of stuff. Nickelodeon likes him a lot. He's 7. And it's like, oh, man, this kid sounds like he sucks.
Yeah.
And so she's showing me the house or whatever. And she's like, well, this will be your room. It looked like a nice room and shit. And I'm like, yeah, it seems like a good deal. And I'm like, fuck it, man. I just cut the check, hand it to her. I'm like, I'll move my stuff in later. And then I was like talking to somebody afterwards, and I was like, yeah, I told them the deal. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, the kid's there? I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, well, how many bedrooms is it? And I thought about it. I'm like, well, there's my room, the bathroom. There's her room. And then, I guess this kid just doesn't exist. I guess she, like, because there's no room for a kid here.
What?
Yeah, and I was convinced that she just had some dead son that she'd, like, made up in her head or died. And,
holy shit.
But the kid was real. I just, after the Mexican guy experience, I figured that would make sense.
Yeah.
So then she moved you into the garage?
No, the kid would sleep with her in her bed. There was another couple living in the garage, and then there was a guy that just rented the driveway and lived in a van. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, the garage